check. Said check. Check one, check two. We're rolling. I think we're rolling. We're live. We're live. And January 9 in the year 2024, election season. Delirium, craziness, bizarre, unjustifiable, unexplainable behavior all around us. Pick my candidate. My candidate is better than your candidate. Your candidate is destroying the world. My candidate will save the world. Who's right? Who on earth is right in this crazy delirium? I don't know. Gotta find out. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the program. We're waiting for the stream to kick in. Wait for the stream to kick in. There it is. Thank you for the weather forecasts around the country. Icy in Buffalo and snowy in Iowa, says Jim. Cold like a mofo right here. Cold like a mofo. And come on, man. Here we are. Hey, we're live. There I am. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show today. How you doing, man? Whoop. Wrong one. There we go. That's the one I wanted. That is what I wanted. How you doing, man? Hello, everybody. Welcome to the program. Talk about the election. I guess Trump versus Biden. Very exciting. Very incredibly unusual behavior. Is the behavior we're seeing in this election cycle unusual? Or does, I guess the question I'm asking is this, does campaigning for your candidate blind you to the truth? I believe in Biden. Therefore, all I see is the faults of Trump, and all I see is the good in Biden, right? Is it possible to really have a non-biased opinion of any of this? If you watch the media, since the media is mostly controlled, 95% of it is controlled by the left. The left controls academia. The left controls the court system at this time. And, they're broadcasting and trying to not only vilify half the country, but criminalize their behavior. To want a free and fair election is to be a insurrectionist. To speak out about, almost anything about race is to be accused of white supremacy. That's a big one right there. The slur, the white supremacy slur is flying right now. And it's just, it's a violent smear against people, right? You're a white supremacist. What does it mean? What does it mean to be supreme? What does it mean? A white supremacist? You want to be, look, all human beings want to be good and better, right? That's called competition. It's not a racist belief in that I should rule over you because of the color of my skin. That's really, that doesn't even exist, I don't think, in America today. But that is the direction the Democrats are taking this election, right? Trying to, or again, the January 6th thing, showing up at a rally to voice your opinion about election integrity in America is to be considered an insurrectionist or engaging in seditious conspiracy. None of these things really hold up, right? And on the other hand, Trump is accusing the left that this is the worst America we've ever had he can't be trusted. So we're going to look at the subject. There's nothing else really going on right now that I can see. We're waiting for the result or the actual arguments, the Supreme Court arguments regarding Trump and his alleged insurrection on January 6th. If the Supreme Court overturns that or views it, offers an opinion about it, and says that there was no insurrection, that this thing really can't be defined, and Trump certainly didn't break any laws, then it really is a turning point. Now, the left will say, well, let's see, that's the Supreme Court leaning its finger on putting its thumb on the scale. No, it's you brought the thumb to the scale, left. You brought that thumb to the scale. And now the Supreme Court is taking your thumb off of the scale. It really is what's happening. So welcome everybody in the chat. Vinny DiMartini on the wrench. Weevil Girl as well, wrenching. Miss Chicago, Chris Milk, Thomas Robinson, Fear Porn. What's up, everybody? It's cold. It's cold here in Northeast Pennsylvania right now. It's like the winter lull, right? Some of us don't have the luxury to, go down to Florida and jump in the ocean and take the sun. You got to muscle it out. I haven't seen the morning star or a clear night in a long time. And certainly 90% of the days have been very gray. So we need some sun, man. We need some sunlight. Right? Get some sunlight. So that's my thumbnail today. Joe Biden and Donald J. Trump are battling it out. Is Biden going to make it over the line? Is he going to make it to the finish line? There's talk of Michelle Obama possibly stepping in. The Obamas are making their faces known again. They're telling people send $10 to Joe Biden or else. Also following Rivian Automotive, I put out a buy on this one yesterday. It looks like it's starting to make a bottom right here. Rivian Automotive. If you're interested in the market, it looks like it's going to open up. It was up 50 cents yesterday. It looks like it's going to open up 8 cents this morning. And whenever stocks tend to break over the moving average, you see this red line right here? That's in this case, the 50-day moving average. When stocks tend to break over that, they tend to continue to go because that is the average, right? It's right now it's breaking over the average, right? It came down. And that's essentially what you want. You want the buy opportunity, and you catch the bounce back up. So if this is the entry point, I think I'm going to look pretty smart here. If it isn't, then I'm going to look pretty stupid. But I think it is. I think we've got a winner in Rivian Automotive. It's electric vehicles. How do you go wrong there? I know there's a company right now in China banging out electric vehicles at affordable prices. Rivian hasn't done that yet, but maybe they will. Maybe they will soon. Maybe Amazon will buy it, right? Maybe Jeff Bezos or one of these other guys like, Elon Musk will buy it. That'd be a great idea. Hey, Elon, who owns Tesla, was the CEO of Tesla. Why don't you make an acquisition for Rivian, and then you have it all, right? You got this giant company, Rivian, at your disposal, right? So here's my thumbnail today, and I'm going to try to work through this low energy day right here. I don't know. Are the planets aligning, or is it just it's just cold or something? I don't know. Or it's just me, right? I don't know. I don't think mood and feeling, like the way we feel, is exclusive to us. I think when there's a downness, right? When we feel the certain weight, like a weighingness on us, I think that's the planet. Maybe spinning spinning a little faster or a little slower or whatever it's doing. It affects all of us, right? Nothing happens in isolation, right? And I think that's very true. We'll talk about, so I got a website every morning at 9 a.m. If you're interested in these kind of philosophical, educational subjects, certainly not politics, but philosophically and educationally analyzing politics, right? That's what we do, right? You talk about a workaround, right? So, Yeah, so I want to start here. I think I've played the Agori Baba video once before, but I want you to listen to this guy before we get into the gist of what's going on today in the elections. I want you to listen to this guy talk about. First of all, you look at him and he's covered in the cremation ashes, right? And he's sitting on the ground with his buddies smoking hookah or whatever he's smoking. But his insight is crystal clear. I wanted a little show and tell. In the 1980s, if you can imagine, I grew some of this in my yard in Staten Island, and this one leaf, right? I stuck it in a book, right? I stuck it inside of a book, and I still have the book, right? And that's the actual ganja leaf. You see that? This thing is 40 years old, and it's still, it's a little brittle, but it's still there, you know, like it's not dust. It's fucking crazy, man. So let's talk about the Agori, and then we're gonna you tell me if he's right or wrong, right? So there's a guy in India. The Agori are very much like Buddhism. They meditate. They sit a lot and renounce the thinking. Right? Listen to what he's saying. Listen, and then we'll move on to reality, if there is a reality.
Every time, everyone, anyone, no problem. Not kid, not big.
Anyone.
24 hours. Means 24 hours your time.
Guru.
You're doing job, mobile, videos, watching, all time given. I'm telling only 10 minutes. You pray to God. Leaving you all thinkings.
Leaving your thinking, and 10 minutes you pray to God. That's all he's saying, right? Is that possible? Can people actually do that? Can people actually stop their thinking for 10 minutes? I don't think so. But that's the instruction. To listen more.
Only sit God and close your eyes.
God.
Only seek God. No mantras.
You can follow the breath, too. The breath is God. Nature is God. Whatever God is to you. It could be the Jesus God. It could be the Buddha God. Whatever God you pick. But something that keeps you there, right? One-pointedly. Right?
You see only God. Close your eyes, but you seeing God. Leave it. Any work, wife, kids, all leave it.
Leave it.
Job. Only 10 minutes. Not 1 hour. You do 10 minutes. You realize that what God.
In 10 minutes, if you do it every day for a week, you realize what God is. That's what he's saying. That's what the Guru is saying here.
God means what miracle? You direct see, I'm telling you.
Through directly seeing it. Nobody has to tell you it's there. You see it after 10 minutes. Is it true? It is true. I experience it daily, right? And certainly the profoundness of when you first realize it. This would, if we could put this in the education system in America, right? Just 10 minutes in the morning, people sit mindfully, quietly, and focus one-pointedly on no thinking. Right? Where would we go from there? I would say up.
10 minutes. But you're thinking only God.
Only God.
Only God you focus. You do only 1 week.
1 week.
I'm guaranteed. You see the God.
Reaction. Update your version of WhatsApp to see
Thank you, Guru.
reaction.
It's real.
It's real, he said. It's real.
आपको देखने के बाद कुछ बोलने की
See
जरूरत हो
some
तो
problems,
इसमें आप कॉल कर
your job, mental tensions,
हाँ ये नंबर
angry, your family, tensions. Every day, every second, every minute.
Every day, every second, every minute. Worry, worry, worry. Think, think, think. That's what he's saying, right? That's what most people are doing. That's what everybody's doing, right? Everybody who doesn't understand this is doing that.
But these problems, this thinking all, you leave it. Only 10 minutes. Watch the God. Keep silent. Close your eyes.
शंभो
See
तांडो
God.
जगत
बन
के
गई?
तंबू बाबा
बीड़ी डाला होगा ना?
गाना सिगरेट डाले
You only realize my front of face sitting
ओ
God.
गुरु
No anyone in universal.
इधर है अभी
Only I am my God.
I am my God. I am my God. The God is within, is what he's saying. I am my God.
Front of my face.
ये अभी भैया है ना तो मुंबई का
You slowly talk your God. You talk slowly. You are inside.
जला दिया
But I am telling 100%. You try.
थोड़ा होता है
Inside sound is coming. God. God means sacrifice.
You sacrifice what?
Sacrifice means your thinking.
The thinking.
Not your body.
Oh.
Sacrifice your thinking.
So word from the guru. Word from the guru. Now, that how does that pertain to today's craziness? Because if you can follow the Agori, right? These are guys that sit in the mud in India and meditate and calm their mind down. We wouldn't have a lot of the problems, the wars, the aggression that we see in this country, right? We certainly wouldn't have 1,000 patriots sitting in jail for showing up at a rally on January 6th, for example. Right? Because that is the problem. So let's look at this election. What do we get? Do we get a Trump or do we get a Biden? Well, it looks like the primary is pretty much locked up for Trump, 54% lead. It looks like Biden is obviously locking up the Democratic primary, 64%. But what about Biden versus Trump? In a general election, let's look at the results there. General election, Wednesday on January 3rd, Morning Consultant has Trump up by 1. Wow, up by 1. General election, Trump, Biden. Economist has it as a tie. So this is getting real. This is real. This is very, very close. Very close race. General election, Trump versus Biden. Trump up by 1, according to USA Today. General election, Trump versus Biden. Trump up by 3 again. Where else? General election back in December 21. Yahoo News had it as a tie, right? So this is very close. It looks like it's leaning slightly Trump at this point, right? But this is the rhetoric that's out on the trail, right? Now here's Biden suggesting that he's going right to the radicalized black church and trying to drum up the racism that you might just be because you're a MAGA. Because you want to make America great again, you are a white supremacist, right? That's the message. Right? And there's no foundation for that. What is supremacy? What does it mean to be supreme? It means that you want to be more than or better than. And who are these supreme people? Where are they? Right? I don't see them. I just see people that are, stuck in their own mind, trying to make something for themselves and not letting someone get in front of them while they're on the line. Right?
On Monday denounced white supremacy as he visited South Carolina, a key constituency that saw support for the Democrat dip since he took office. He spoke at the pulpit of the church in Charleston where white supremacist Dylan Roof shot 9 black parishioners in 2015.
What is that poison?
What is the poison?
White supremacy.
White supremacy.
Oh, it is. It's a poison.
Who are the white supremacists? Who are they? You mean the sometimes radicalized young people? A guy that goes in and shoots up a place and screams, "I don't like black people"? It happens all the time. It also happens with blacks. You saw it recently. The guy that shot 2 people and said, "I want to kill." He stabbed the girl in Grand Central and said, "All these white people need to die." Is that white supremacy or black supremacy, or is it just, isolated crazy people? I think it's the latter. I really do. But here's Joe Biden telling you that the white supremacists are everywhere, and if you vote for me, you're voting against it. Right? That's what he's saying, right? Without any, it's delusion. Right? It's delirium. Right? That's what it is.
throughout our history
Yeah.
has ripped this nation apart. This has no place in America. Not today, tomorrow, or ever.
Meanwhile, Biden
Where has white supremacy ripped this nation apart? Where? Point, can you give us an example, please?
continued attacks on Trump,
And he's a loser.
his Republican counterpart in the race for the White House this year. Recent polls show Biden trailing behind Trump in swing states. A Reuters Ipsos poll in December showed a rematch would be close. A recent poll from U.S. media also showed support for Biden has softened among black voters. A Biden campaign advisor said they are now investing earlier than before to reach voters of color rather than parity.
So Joe Biden, the gist of it is Joe Biden's popularity in the black community is going down. So what does Joe Biden do? He goes to the black community and he starts to preach white supremacy, right? Anti-white supremacy, whatever that means to you. A white guy in power telling you that the white supremacy is a evil, but not me. I'm for you. I'm white, but I'm really for you, the black. It's ridiculous.
Shooting in closer to
I think it's a losing idea. I don't think that I don't think blacks are monolithic. I don't think they're stupid like that to buy this, guy, buy what he's saying. I think what I think what people see is they don't really care, right? What Biden stands for. They just, what's in it for me? Right? If you're going to say white supremacy is going to give me, if we're going to talk about white supremacy and I'm going to get more opportunity because of this idea of white supremacy, then I'm on board because it's in my best interest. It's very underhanded, really, what it is.
election day to drive turnout. He was joined Monday by lawmaker James Clyburn,
Thomas Robinson says, vote for me and I'll set you free. That's right. That's what he's saying.
a Democrat whose endorsement helped Biden win South Carolina in the 2020 primary.
It's because of this congregation and the black community of South Carolina, and not an exaggeration, and Jim Clyburn, that I stand here today as your president, because of all of you. That's a fact. That's a fact. And I owe you.
Yeah, I owe you.
The Democrats have
All right, so there's Joe Biden out on the trail. What is white supremacy? Let's listen.
The Iowa caucuses 1 week away, next Monday night. And Republican candidates aren't just battling each other, they're battling the media, as usual. The latest gotcha question from the press is something about white supremacy. Vivek Ramaswamy, who clearly isn't white, didn't take the bait.
Let's talk about white supremacy and what happened last night for a moment, because when you were talking to reporters last night, you called white supremacy a myth.
I said this last night.
It is a myth. It's a figment of your imagination. It's clearly a myth.
Invidious racial discrimination is wrong no matter how it happens. But if a Washington Post reporter is asking me almost like a catechism, whatever question I said, I'm against invidious racial discrimination, whatever form it takes, but says, do you denounce white supremacy? It's incumbent on us for us to define what white supremacy is.
That's right. What is white supremacy? What does it mean?
Do you believe punctuality is a vestige of white supremacy, Dasha?
Look,
Because if you don't, then you have a disagreement about many of the people who are defining those terms, or the written word, or the use, or the nuclear family.
Right.
These aren't my words. These are the words of intellectual proponents from Ibram Kendi to the Ayanna Presleys to BLM.
He's a smart guy, Vivek Ramaswamy. He really is. He's very smart. He's telling you that the definition of white supremacy is extremely vague and really is without foundation. But you have the President of the United States down in North Carolina drumming up anti-white supremacist energy, right? Right.
I mean, of course, any American condemns white supremacy, but
Not every American condemns white supremacy, but 99.9% of people don't even know what you're talking about when you talk about it.
this is the media's agenda. The media asks Republican candidates about white supremacy because they want to put the words white supremacy and the candidate's name together in a headline.
Right. The white supremacy thing is stuck in their head, right? No doubt.
It's subtle, it's insidious propaganda that, when repeated over and over again, breaks into the American subconscious. Why play the game anyway when the media says working out at the gym is white supremacy?
Right.
Or the founding fathers were white supremacists, the American military, white supremacists.
Right.
Notice how reporters don't go around asking Democrat politicians, do you condemn the relationship between Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein? Democrats, do you condemn black-on-black crime? Democrats, do you condemn Antifa? The game's changing. Republicans are not taking it down, lying down anymore.
No, I don't know about that. But Vic Ramaswamy's not taking her lying down, but the rest of them are. So let's look at the market. Ding, we're open. Oh, my God. Oh, shit. Holy smokes. I think we're open. We got another minute. Looks like the market's going to open slightly up. Oh, no, excuse me. Down. NASDAQ, the Dow futures down 225. NASDAQ down 131. S&P 500 down 28. At the moment, it looks like we are now open. And my focus is on Rivian right now. I'm very curious if this thing is going to continue to go up. Rivian 161. Where are we right now? 160, 163. Here we go. 166. All right, so we're going up a little bit. And that's good. So the rest of the board, what's driving it down? It looks like markets were up big yesterday. NVIDIA up $2 again to $525 a share. Google down 54, Apple down $1.77, Amazon down 59, Facebook, Meta down almost $2, Microsoft down 2.5, Tesla down $1.50, and there goes Rivian. Rivian down. Oh boy. We're going down. We're going up. Let's see. Well, the first punch is down on Rivian, 1947. I think I put it out at 1950s. We'll see if it keeps going up. Let's see if it could turn around right here if we get a bite. If we can get it to bite. Oh, come on, man. Go up. That's a bad line right there. That's a bad line down. It's a gap down. Oh well, kiss your assets goodbye for now. Right. So we look at the polls. Just bear with me. I'm struggling today. Struggling a little bit. Let's listen to these folks right here.
He plans to indict Joe Biden. While at the very same time, the basis of his defense in all these charges is that he cannot be charged because he has presidential immunity. How can those two things be true?
Are you suggesting that Donald Trump could be a hypocrite? I've never heard such a thing. Look, what's being argued here is really quite extraordinary. We're hearing from Trump that his interference in the 2020 election was somehow an official presidential act, that he had constitutional...
What interference? What interference are we talking about? Calling out potential fraud. Listen to how deranged the logic is here. I don't get it.
Authority to try to rig the election, to fundamentally alter the outcome by communicating with members of state legislative offices, with members of Congress, to change the results or to nullify millions of votes. No court has ever said anything of the sort. I agree with Joyce. This is a loser argument. And in fact, the 11th Circuit has already said that it's a loser in a separate case involving Mark Meadows that poses much the same question.
Absolutely ridiculous. His MSNBC telling their constituents, their people, that Trump has no chance whatsoever of winning at the Supreme Court level, when most people viewing it see him as almost a 100% chance of winning.
So he's going to make it a publicity stunt. He's attending so that people will pay attention. But when the opinion comes down, he should expect to lose, probably unanimously.
But that's actually
Lose unanimously. What a jerk-off.
what I want to talk about, the publicity stunt, Joyce, because to be clear, Donald Trump does not have to be in court for tomorrow's hearing. It's lawyers versus lawyers. So does that tell us that he views these charges as a political win for him?
You know, he probably views this whole situation as a fundraising opportunity, because litigants are
They're telling you what Trump thinks. That's what they're telling you.
very rarely, and particularly criminal defendants, are very rarely in appellate courtrooms. Their presence is even less rarely, in fact, I can only think of one time where it happened in 25 years, acknowledged by the three-judge panel. These are arguments about legal rulings. They're technical, and they don't get into the nitty-gritty of who the defendant is. And, you know, it's not a situation where he'll be introduced in open court. All of that to say, what he will hope to do is to hold a press conference on the courthouse steps. And appellate judges, even less so than trial judges, have tolerance for that sort of a stunt.
A stunt.
Fact check when he tells people Joe Biden is keeping him in these trials to keep him off the campaign trail. Donald Trump is choosing to be in court. Mark, what about
What is what Biden doing? Is what the Democrats doing an attempt to keep Trump off the election trail? Of course it is. That's why they're doing it.
Donald Trump is choosing to be in court.
He's choosing to be in court. Makes no sense.
What about the fact that Trump is not arguing that he didn't do any of the things he's accused of doing? Everything is just that he has immunity for whatever he may have done.
No, he has said he didn't do anything. Trump is on the record 25 times saying that there's no crime here. Right? You're saying that there's a crime.
Not I'm innocent.
Right. So
He is saying he's innocent. Trump has said he's innocent many times. So that's misinformation right there. That's whipping a conspiracy theory, lying to your audience.
Any of the things he's accused of doing. Everything is just that he has immunity for whatever he may have done.
Incorrect.
Not I'm innocent.
Right.
Incorrect.
So this question of presidential immunity goes to the jurisdiction over the case, whether a judge can even hold a single hearing, let alone a full trial on these charges. If he wins on presidential immunity, the whole case gets thrown out and
Right.
he has prevailed.
Yeah.
If he contested the facts but said, okay, the trial can move forward, he would have to go through, yes, an entire criminal trial with many hearings, jury.
So you see how the point is being missed there. The Obamas are back. Let's listen to this.
MSNBC, we're starting to worry about Joe and Kamala's staying power. Obama's now put the word out via the Washington Post and NBC News that he's concerned about his old number two. In a private lunch that was obviously not private, Obama grew animated in discussing the election and Trump's potential return to power. He even suggested to those close to Biden that the campaign needs to move aggressively as Trump appears poised to quickly wrap up the Republican nomination.
We're going to continue to do what we need to do in order to be competitive and in order to make sure we're growing the infrastructure that we need to win. One thing is that we're both aligned on the fact that we have to push back on MAGA extremists and the threat that they pose to freedom and democracy.
MAGA extremists and the threat they pose to freedom and democracy. Where are these MAGA extremists? Who are they? Are they anyone who has a Trump hat? Anyone who swings a Trump flag? Anyone who votes for Donald Trump as a MAGA extremist? It's bizarre. It's a bizarre attack. Does it work? I don't know.
And so we're focused on doing just that.
Okay, Obama's not the only one worried. Congressman Jim Clyburn, who helped deliver South Carolina for Biden in 2020, he's sounding the alarm.
Is he?
Well, I'm not worried. I'm very concerned. I have no problem with the Biden administration and what it has done. My problem is that we have not been able to break through that MAGA wall.
MAGA wall. MAGA wall.
In order to get to people exactly what this president has done.
Wait, the MAGA wall, that's a new one. Now, that's funny. The Democrats have, what, 95% of the press, maybe more?
Yep.
All of academia.
Yep.
And the entire social media world except X. Of course, X, all of the Hollywood, they have that.
Check.
So what they're really upset by is the fact that America is onto their game.
Yeah.
And now it's so bad.
And there's Joe Biden out there in South Carolina preaching anti-white supremacists, that anybody with a MAGA hat. They're invoking the race card, right? Hey, blacks, wake up. I think blacks are waking up. Most black people are seeing it, I think.
That the big guy's either warning of white supremacy, or at this point he's just going to go biblical.
It's the gospel song saying, we've come too far from where we started.
Look at this guy.
Nobody told me the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me.
It's like he's trying to invoke 1960s civil rights. 1960s civil rights. That's what he's doing.
My fellow Americans, I don't think the good Lord brought us this
You
far.
know, situations like this reek of racism. They really do. It's division, right? You're going into a racist church preaching racism. That's what you're doing.
To leave us behind.
My peoples.
Oh, my gosh. Joining us now is Newt Gingrich, former Speaker of the House, Fox News contributor. Newt, didn't Hillary try that? She did that, I ain't no ways tired. Remember, she was quoting the gospel in the waning days of her campaign, trying to get people out.
And Al Gore tried it in a church in Pittsburgh in 2000. There are certain basics that run through the Democratic Party. But I'll tell you what I think Republicans have to worry about. As the Democrats panic, they're going to increasingly use the Justice Department to literally try to destroy Trump.
Yep.
So he can't compete.
That's right.
Whether that means knocking him off the ballot, whether it means locking him up.
Yep.
I mean, I think the judge in Washington, D.C., who is a total radical, relishes the idea of an excuse to put Trump in chains, literally in chains.
Yep. This is true. This is true. The radical left, but not just the people. These are actual judges ruling to lock Trump up. Crazy.
And I think we should not underestimate that faced with the break of everything they believe in, and that's what Trump represents. He's an alternative world where criminals stay in jail, immigrants stay out of the United States. We actually take steps to be strong again. And their view of that is that a Trump victory is the end of their world. And I think their ultimate response is going to come through the Justice Department and is going to be an effort to, frankly, with total unconstitutionality, destroy Trump as a potential contender.
Well,
and just literally lock him up.
Right. That's why the Supreme Court has to chirp in very quickly. They're getting close. Right. They have a lot of power right now. The dirty Democrats. And they're going to try to lock up Trump. So when the Supreme Court finally chirps in and disregards this insurrection nonsense, maybe we can put it to rest. All right, so that's really all I got today. Again, focusing on Rivian right now. Rivian looks like it's moving up right now. What is the stock market doing? Ding, 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 ding. Where are we? Where are we? Man, I'm having a tough day. The planet is spinning awkwardly right now. I'm fucking confused here. Hold on a second. I'm having a senior moment, right? I had one of those moments this morning. I was looking for my glasses, right, for like 3 minutes. I was like, I couldn't find my glasses for 3 minutes, and I realized I was wearing them. It's crazy shit. It's crazy, man. Crazy. Now I can't find Yahoo. I can't find Yahoo Finance. There we go. Let's go. Bing, bong, bong. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. I'll be in better spirits maybe tomorrow or something. I don't know. But how come everything looks different today? Everything looks different. Oh, there we go. So NASDAQ is down 94. Dow Jones Industrial Average down 250. And the S&P 500 is down 26 at the moment. So again, thank you all for joining me, and thank you for dealing with my shortcomings. I am not the perfect person in the world, but I definitely appreciate what the Agore say about 10 minutes. You focus on God. It's hard to stay there. It's hard to stay there in the real world, because when you're doing that, you begin to see the insanity of the world even greater. Right? The more you meditate, the more you calm your mind, the more you're aware of the insanity all around you, right? And it's contagious. You got to be careful. You got to keep your shields up a lot more, right? Because you become like a sponge, and you realize that most people they're like psychic vampires, right? They pop at you and such. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about today, man. But thank you all for joining me. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll be here. I ain't going anywhere. I am not going anywhere. What do we got? Where you going, Rivian? Where you going? You going up? You going down? Where you want to go? Where you going? It's going down. Going up? Going down? I don't know. All right. See you guys tomorrow. marcusconte reporting. Peace, everybody.